Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. From Breitbart News. Exclusive. Watch Democrats spread doubt on vaccines when politically expedient. Now, I hope YouTube doesn't take this down because I consider this misinformation, what all these Democrats said. This comes from the RNC, the Republican National Committee. And let's hear the video.
I think it's going to be a very skeptical American public about taking the vaccine, and they should be.
We can't trust the president and take his word and take a vaccine that might cause harm to us.
If and when the vaccine comes, and it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be and the trials that are needed to be done.
Let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us.
When we finally do, God willing, get a vaccine, who's going to take the shot? Who's going to take the shot?
We will need to have access to the vaccine results so we can make our independent assessment to make sure that Donald Trump's fingerprints are not on it.
You can be the first one to say, sign me up. They now say it's okay.
Is the vaccine safe? Frankly, I'm not going to trust the federal government's opinion. And I wouldn't recommend to New Yorkers based on the federal government's opinion.
And the question of whether it's real when it's there, that requires enormous transparency.
Would you trust that vaccine?
There's very little that we can trust that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth.
We cannot take for granted this process will be free of political influence.
I don't trust the president, and I don't trust the FDA.
If Donald Trump can't give answers and the administration can't give answers to these three questions, the American people should not have confidence.
You're going to say to the American people now, here's a vaccine, it was new, it was done quickly, but trust this federal administration and their health administration that it's safe?
I will say that I would not trust Donald Trump.
How confident are you in the approval process of the FDA right now?
How confident am I? I'm not that confident.
Yes, I would be hesitant, but I'm going to ask a lot of questions.
You're going to need someone other than this FDA and this CDC saying it's safe.
You got to make all of it available to other experts across the nation so they can look and see. So there's consensus, this is a safe vaccine.
What I'm worried about is that there's some sort of October surprise and that there is a pressure put on the decision makers here to announce a vaccine in October of 2020.
We're going to put together our own group of doctors and medical experts to review the vaccine and the efficacy and the protocol. And if they say it's safe, then I'll go to the people of New York and I will say it's safe.
But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
Well, isn't that interesting? Very interesting. Now, YouTube shouldn't take this down because under their rules, these Democrats all had misinformation. But this is proving a point that the vaccine was politicized. I mean, everything is politicized to a certain extent, but this is an extreme. Let's read on. The Republican National Committee's War Room released a video exclusively to Breitbart News on Tuesday that shows Democrats spreading doubts on vaccine when politically expedient. Before I continue, I want to say, I am not an anti-vaccine person. I'm not a pro-vaccine person. Consult your doctor. What you and your doctor and your family decide, and that's what you do. If YouTube somehow takes this down, I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm just reporting and showing what these people said. Now, these are all on the side of big tech. We'll see what YouTube does with this video. The video began with Andrew Cuomo suggesting the American public will be skeptical about taking the vaccine, and they should be. This is horrendous. Ilhan Omar. did not take Donald Trump at his word. He wasn't in the lab making the vaccine, developing the vaccine, and all they're going to say is, well, you know, all this was said before the FDA approved it. It's the same vaccine. And by the way, there's Representative Claudia Tenney, my representative, who I like a lot. She's great. Well, I think this is going to be an issue for us, said Kamala Harris. Who's going to take the shot, said Joe Biden. Is the vaccine safe, Cuomo said. I'm not going to trust the federal government's opinion. There's no changes to the CDC. There's no changes in the health department, National Health Department. I should say the NIH, I believe it's called. You know, so many acronyms, you lose track. There's no change there after Donald Trump left. The difference is Donald Trump isn't there. And I'm paraphrasing now, but this is a quote. And when I say who the quote is from, you're going to be really surprised. I'm paraphrasing when he said, the Trump administration's greatest accomplishment, and they should be extremely proud of it, and it's amazing what he did, and that was putting out this vaccine so quick to the American people, and that will be basically his legacy and one of his biggest triumphs. That was said by Senator Michael Caine, Hillary Clinton's running mate in 2016. So let's cut through all the crap before we drown in it. We cannot take for granted this process will be free of influence. You know, come on. Oh, Democrat from Washington. I don't trust the president. It doesn't matter if you trust the president or not. He wasn't in the lab. He doesn't make the decision. That virus that was pushed through in warp speed, I believe that was called warp speed, was the program, was one of the greatest accomplishments of any president. Did he do the lab work himself? Of course not. But he put the fire under the feet of these people and say, move, 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 move. Donald Trump is not a shy guy. Not a shy guy. I'm sure he was on the phone just ripping these people to get their asses in gear. And they did it. For instance, Biden told churchgoers April 1st they were being ungodly if they not received the vaccine. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I've been involved in local politics. I used to be a local councilman there in 2000 for 8 years. But that, at this level, I mean, we're talking about people's lives here. Again, this is between you and your doctor and your family. What your doctor says is okay. You trust your doctor, then you should do it. You know, it's amazing. I think this is an ungodly thing to do. Protect your brother and sister, he stated, as Biden. This is what this is about. It's about protecting people. But on July 2nd, Biden suggested that black Tuskegee Airmen are almost like guinea pigs when answering a question about vaccine hesitancy in the black community. Are you effing kidding me? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I have no reason why in the black African-American community, so-called community in the United States, why the vaccine numbers are low. I don't know. I can only guess. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a pollster. Maybe they don't trust government too. What a shocker. Biden said June 24th that it's hard to get all Hispanics in America vaccinated for the coronavirus due to their fear of getting deported. It's awful to get Latinx vaccinated as well, Biden claimed. Why? They're worried about they'll be vaccinated and deported. Vaccinated and deported. What? You know how many millions and millions of legal Hispanics are in this country? They're going to get deported for being Hispanic? What the hell's wrong with you? Biden voters. I'm going to say it again, and I don't care how PO'd you get. This is what you voted for. Well, I didn't know. Sure you knew. And if you didn't know, you weren't paying attention. You vote for the President of the United States, do a little background work. Take 15 minutes online to do some checking. No, I'll just take the 30-second snippets from CNN and MSNBC and other media sites. That's how I'll make my decision. I've read somewhere that people under 35 that 40% of them get their news from Facebook. You got to be effing kidding me. Granted, there's so much information coming in now. It's like trying to get a drink out of a fire hose. I get it. A lot's going to get by you, but Jesus, do some fundamental research. When the White House was questioned June 27th on why vaccinated individuals must wear face coverings, Press Secretary Jan Psaki stated that recommendations were due to the transmissibility of the virus. Because the public health leaders in our administration have made the determination based on data that this is a way to make sure they're protected, their loved ones are protected. That's an extra step given the transmissibility of the virus. Oh, God. You know, interesting, though. San Francisco's mayor, a London breed, will require masking for vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, with the city's average 7-day death rate at 0.14, according to Google's coronavirus tracker, August 1st. Unbelievable. Again, I'm going to say it again. YouTube, don't take this video down. I'm just trying to show the hypocrisy of the situation. That you don't listen to the talking heads on either side of the aisle, Republican or Democrat. Look at your personal health history. Call your local health department. Tell them your history if you don't have a doctor, or call your doctor and say, here's my history. Should I take the vaccine? And then make a decision based on you. That's not so outrageous and not so crazy. I know for me, I couldn't take the vaccine for many, many weeks. Why? I got bit by a dog in front of my former store. The dog took off with the owners. So I had to go through a series of rabies shots. It isn't just one. It's 5 times. I think the first series of shots was 4 of them. Thank God they don't do it in your stomach anymore. And I couldn't take the vaccine for many, many weeks because I had rabies shots. They made a point of telling me, made a big point of telling me, it's dangerous. That's why you need to consult your physician. But what this episode is about the effing hypocrites. Now, they're hypocrites on the Republican side? You bet. But you know what, though? It's a matter of degree. I think on the hypocrisy scale, the Democrats far outweigh the Republicans. Republicans aren't perfect by any means. I wish they would grow a spine and a set. It seems like the only Republicans now that have a set of balls on them, they're the women. But I digress. Yeah, both sides suck. One just sucks a lot more than the other. So consult with your physician. I'm just trying to show what comes out of their mouths has nothing to do with reality. It's about politics, power, and control. Don't let them kid you any. Do your own research, consult your doctor. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.